For Southwest Michigan's J.D. Layman Farms, farming is anything but conventional. The 2,000-acre organic operation raises a number of row crops and processing vegetables in Berrien and Cass counties.
When I started farming on my own, it was just a row crop farm, corn and soybeans. And I grew up in a very diverse crop area in southwestern Michigan. And my experience working for some farmers prior to starting my own farm, and also with an ag retailer, I was heavily involved in specialty crops, from strawberries early in the season and would finish up with apples in the fall. So that was a natural probably segue to take a row crop operation and pick up some opportunities in specialty crops. And we're not doing any fresh pack specialty crops. All of our business is commercial and canner type business. So we're just in a cornfield today. It's our last planted cornfield, so it's rather short. It looks pretty good. We're on our second cultivation pass right now after emergence. Typically we'll run 2 blind cultivation passes prior to emergence, and then maybe a precision tine weeding during emergence, and then we'll row cultivate between 2 and 5 times depending on, crop conditions and weather and how things are given to us.
Meanwhile, in another of Layman's fields, they are doing precision tine weeding to control early season weeds.
We will run a tine weeder and we'll pull just a couple of tines out that is right in the row. And then we're using a camera guided hitch that sees the row so the operator isn't feeling like he was driving in a blizzard all day. His fatigue is much less, his productivity is much higher. So we're trying to control weeds like this when they're in the white thread. Because if they already come up and they're photosynthesizing, the root system is a lot more complex and it's a lot harder to kill that weed than it is when it's just a little thread like this. So we're trying to stir like this. See him right here? That's a perfect example right there. That weed now is dead.
Layman says as he transitioned to organic farming, he realized he also needed to change his mindset.
I was a trained CCA agronomist for a number of years, so I fully understand the perspective that conventional agriculture comes from because I lived it for a long time. What I found was that I was trying to impose my will onto nature. And today, for instance, when I'm farming in a field, I don't look at a weed necessarily as a pest to be controlled. Yes, it is that because I'm trying to raise a crop to sustain my business. But that weed is telling me something. The presence of that weed or insect is telling me something. I would highly encourage someone to look at organic farming through an objective lens and perspective. I think we all are creatures of the knowledge that has been given to us, and that's always a positive, but it also can come as a detriment. And I think I would encourage people to look with a fresh perspective and see if there are opportunities to maybe satisfy a market segment that exists.